Hey, everybody, I wanted to talk about the investments retirees usually regret. Now, in a lot of cases, we get to live vicariously through our clients. This is the way to learn the easy way instead of the hard way, okay? That's why I make videos like this. So first one I want to talk about is real estate. I've seen a lot of people regret what they did with real estate. And the first three, they're all under this same category of it's a fabulous idea in the first year, but after that, the novelty wears off quickly, okay? So retirement home without trying out the area first. How many people do you think I've met that have moved to Arizona, made it through a summer, and left? Well, the same thing happens over in Florida. You don't like hurricanes, you don't like the bugs, you don't like the humidity. There's things that we find out after we move in that we end up regretting the move. So be careful about this. Try it out. Think about it thoroughly. Don't just run out and buy a house without actually living in that area, but ever before. Building a dream home. Holy cow. The idea of building a dream home right now sounds like an absolute nightmare. Not only a money pit, but just trying to get the supplies and dealing with all the delays sounds like an absolute nightmare to me. All right. Second homes. Well, look, some people are creatures of habit. Those people want to get out of the Arizona for the summers, of course. Everybody has their idea of a vacation home. It's a lake home, it's this, it's that. Well, if you're a creature of habit, that might be a good thing. But if you're adventurous and want to go to a different place all the time, it just becomes a burden. Okay, so be careful about your choices of buying a second home. Rental properties. Okay, look. Not everybody wants to be a landlord. I have rental properties. I enjoy my rental properties, but sometimes being a landlord is not the most fun thing. And certainly when I'm retired, I don't know that I want to deal with those headaches. And then this concept of resort living, I'm hearing more and more complaints about this. You give up a lot of privacy and space to yourself when you live in this resort living type communities. These are becoming more and more popular. And boy, people move in because it sounds like the greatest thing ever. Somebody comes in and cleans every week, and you've got this wonderful restaurant that you get to go to all the time, and all these wonderful, wonderful things. But boy, can it start wearing on you, and you start missing your privacy and your own personal space beyond just the living apartment style. Okay, so some people really start regretting that resort style living, selling everything and moving into a place like that. All right, boat and RV, same category. Great idea the first year, quickly wears off. The best 2 days of your life is when you buy and sell the boat or the RV. Are you ready to live in these tiny little spaces with your spouse? So it's important to remember these things and test it out first. Certainly owning nice big boats like this is a wonderful thing, but they sit and do nothing more than you spend time in them. So storing them is very expensive. Keeping them up and running is very expensive. I was born and raised in Seattle. I know the expense of boats like this. It's so important that you understand that side of it. And certainly if you live on the water and you're out boating all the time and you run out every weekend, and great, wonderful, own the boat. But other than that, if you're just going to use it a few times a year, maybe think about renting. Timeshares. Well, if you haven't heard it, there's lots of complaints on timeshares. Costs keep going up. Nothing is available when you want it. Did I really save money? Is this really reducing the expense of vacation? And then once you realize you don't want it anymore, you can't get rid of it. Okay. Timeshares are certainly not an investment. They're a money pit. Neither are cars and RVs and boats and any of that other stuff, though. So be careful about these things. Don't think of them as an investment because you're not going to get your money back. Unsolicited investments. Look, seniors hand over roughly $2.9 billion with a B to scammers. Okay, be careful about any investments that are getting sold to you. There's a difference between things getting sold to you and an advisor advising you to invest in things for good reasons. Okay, a lot of the private investing world, the people selling you these investments have been sold themselves. Okay, this is the scary part. They have conviction because they believe this is a fantastic investment, but they don't actually have any idea what this investment is and how viable this investment is. They just know they're going to make a really big commission when they sell you this investment. Okay, they have slick sales materials. The salesmen seem to know what they're talking about. But the problem is, time over time, we see more and more of these, and you're promised 10, 12, 13% returns, but you're never told that you have an actual risk of 100% loss. And if you put that in writing and said, look, 13% returns, 100% loss, no one would invest in this. So it's that dirty little secret that you could lose all your money. And we watch people lose their money in these private investments all the time. We got to be careful about this stuff. You want to try something? Great. Use money that you're okay losing. So if it goes to zero, it's not a surprise to you and you're still okay. All right. Next big thing. These are fun. Look. The one that I remember the most was the pot stock frenzy. And there's been a couple other iterations of this. I had so many retirees coming in saying, hey, don't you think we should buy some of these pot stocks? Don't you think we should get some of these pot stocks? I want to get on here before they legalize it. So that way I'm on at the grassroots schedule. Well, look, here's the reality. In 2017 and 18, we saw at least a handful, several very popular pot stocks go from $2 all the way up to $127, just to fall right back down to, oh yeah, 64 cents. That's the reality of these stocks, these fads, these crazes. People all want to get on board and they watch these stocks. And I looked at all of the charts of all of these stocks and they all followed the exact same model. Jump on, jump on. And by the time people were actually asking to buy these stocks, it was already up in the $100 range. It was too late. By the time you get the news, it's done. GameStop was another iteration in 2021. In 1 week, it jumped 400%. If you weren't on and in the know through social media at day one, then you missed out. It was too late, okay? Because then it fell 93%. So if you jumped on at 300%, you went up that 100, but then plummeted right back down. Crypto's doing the same thing. You know, Bitcoin still has some value in it and it's been climbing back up again, but it's a roller coaster. All the other ones that, you know, people are buying a handful of each of these cryptocurrencies, a lot of them go to zero. You'll see a rocket out of popularity and then they rocket right back down. So if you're not in and out, if you're not playing with money as if this is a casino, then this turns into a mess. We end up getting in too late and all you do is keep seeing losses. So please be careful about this next big thing, following this tidal wave, trying to find these little anomalies, because not only do you have to be in the know and be in when it starts rocket launching, but you also have to know where the top is to get out. And then you got to pay all the taxes on it. Not always that much fun. And then one last one, the extremes, being too conservative, having too much risk. Look, some people's situations allow for all in the market, all out of the market. Everybody has a different situation, but for many, it will destroy your retirement if you don't do this properly. So there's a few mantras you have to live by as you transition into retirement. The higher your dependence on your portfolio for income, the less it should be left to chance. The larger your withdrawal rate, the greater the effect of volatility. Deposit into volatility to build wealth, withdraw it from stability to keep it. Okay. The reason we're investing in retirement is to help us keep up with inflation. So right now it's a little bit different because we have inverted interest rates. So, going into 3-month treasuries are going to pay you just as much as maybe a 5-year CD or things like that. But the reality is being way too conservative not only hurts you, but it also makes your spending habits worse too. It feeds into your fears. So there has to be a sensible way to help you feel more comfortable with money and investing. And that comes with planning. That comes with actual budgeting and seeing what this money really is. All right. Hopefully this helps. Come back. We're always here with new content every single week. If you like this video, share it with some friends and click the like button. That lets us know what kind of content works for you, and we'll keep coming back with more content for you as well. If you haven't subscribed to the page, please take a moment, subscribe to the page, because again, we've got new content every single week, and that'll help you keep up on this content. Thanks again. Give us a call, contact us anytime. We're happy to help out with anything. And we are nationwide via Zoom or in person in Arizona. Thanks again. We'll see you soon.